Warning! This show is for adults, by adults, using adult language, role-playing adult situations, and possible controversial topics. No situations or topic reflects the views of the Dungeon Master or the players in real life. You have been warned.
Alright, welcome everybody to episode 5 of Chronicles of Altaria.
Talking to us and doesn't realize. There we go.
No, I was just doing the intro before unmuting.
Oh.
So,
Nipple clamps.
That's tame. But yeah, okay.
Penis trinkle!
Alright, so who would like to do the recap for this session while I'm gonna fix
I believe
the overlay.
I believe you nominated Narcoleptic Beauty.
Alright. What the hell did I click?
Is that me or you?
I wasn't here, so it can't be me.
Okay then.
Yep, Rod, that's your turn to do the little
Great. Okay.
recap. You got this.
So, we successfully made it through the invisible wall by making someone else's blood sacrifice who's already dead. And tried to not defile a corpse that badly. We met a lovely gargoyle. Well, and a not nice one, and, well, one's gone. We later made our way through. We spotted a secret door and a mimic to various levels of success. We then found the source of the darkness. Not the actual dark god, just, evil in this area. A floating skull appeared, and, well, my character motioned others to sneak up and then attack. There was a little springboard broken back situation. Abby jumped, leaped, and smashed it, while we successfully then tricked it into believing this spirit wrath sort of spectral caster into tricking it to leave by imitating the dark god. And now we are in the secret room, holed up with the loot, resting while an owl is keeping watch for us.
Yep, so a couple things you skipped over. The gargoyles were blocking your path up until Abigail started to mess with one of them, which the other did not seem to enjoy, so battle ensued. Also, the floating skull was knocked into a very lovely pool of red water, in which Abby followed suit, discovering that it was blood. Was not a spirit, but an undead, some type of undead abomination caster that appeared before you all, of which you don't really have any clue as to what it could be, other than look pretty undead. Yeah, you're all resting in the secret room, having formed an illusion back where the wall was to give yourself.
No.
Oh, you didn't do that? Okay, I thought you were discussing.
Because it only lasts a minute.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
the owls.
The owls. Yeah, you got
is
it.
Keeping watch. So when we see movement, I can then do that. But I'm not casting it every minute for an hour or more while our short rest went through. So I would have had to cast it 60 times. 60 times exactly. So yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, no, was not gonna do that.
Alright, so you're all taking a short rest in that small what you can probably assume was treasure room or a loot room or whatever it could have been. Secret spot.
Were any of my spells used?
No.
Okay.
Alright, so you're
No,
all...
that was my job. I burned through almost all my spells.
Alright, so you're all in that little room. You do have the opportunity to have a short rest before your owl notifies you that 3 people suddenly come into the crypt.
Well, I will do 2 things. I will illusion it, the broken door that we smashed, to look normal, and then I will tell the owl to hide
Alright.
behind the leg, which I'm not exactly sure how to roll this since it's my familiar's stats that would be rolling. So I'm just going to wing it. Oh, he has a +3.
Try to like roll a little stealth with your owl. Alright.
He rolled a 16. Good for him. Good job, Prowl. Hiding
So
behind
what
one of the legs or
is-
something.
Alright.
So since you haven't said anything, you just kind of illusioned the door. Eve's just kind of cock her head toward you and just arch an eyebrow.
I'm going to say or whisper incoming.
Alright, so they don't seem to notice Prowl as they pass through. They seemed a little nervous, and then one of them is gonna stand guard at the entrance while the other 2 are gonna like move in to the main area. Well, towards the main area, because you can't. But yeah. You're
So Eve will nod and stand and kind of roll her head a little bit. Her neck cracks. And she is going to pull her shield off of her shoulder, secure it in her hand, and draw her rapier, and then arch an eyebrow at the rest of the group while kind of tilting her head toward the door. Shall we?
I'm just gonna motion that there's 3 of them.
Mhm.
And say, if we wait, I can tell you where.
Very well. It's only 3. We should have said more. She'll smile.
I'll shrug and say, go for it.
You hear a little bit of a echoings of a conversation as the 2 figures draw closer to the area you're all in. Seems to be mostly about they seem nervous about whoever is the head of their operation not being pleased with their work.
So the door would be right here, I'm guessing?
Yep.
All right. I'll just sort of look at the others and be like, are you ready?
Ready whenever you are.
Okay, so Toria's going to come up to here, just on this side of the door, shield in hand. Take a little bit of preventative. Do I have that prepared? I do not have that prepared. Oh well. Yeah, so she is going to prepare a. As soon as she walks out the door and sees one of them, she is immediately going to cast a 2nd level guiding bolt at whichever one she sees first.
Okay.
So she's going to step out and cast at that one immediately.
Alright, roll it.
I need to do something over the top of her.
Okay.
I'm going to use a key point,
Mm-hmm.
and step of the wind as it leaves her hand to the same target.
Sure, what does it do?
So that would be a 24 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Well, technically a 26.
That
But
definitely hits. As the guy just gets smacked out of nowhere by an orb of energy. He's like, what the hell?
And then mine is I can jump twice as long and move twice as fast to a target.
Okay, so you move to that target. That's
Which one? Because I can't see my character no more.
That one.
Thank you.
Okay. You should be able to only be able to target
right
the
there.
character. All right.
Until the end of my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Any attack against, the next attack made against the target has advantage.
All right. So, let's see if I can figure out how to add a turn. I'll do it fucking manually. Upon hearing their friend yelling out, they're gonna. I just have to move it here to add the turn. That guy's gonna start walking, running towards you all, and roll initiative. Wait, I have to add y'all manually, don't I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, hold
Yep.
on.
Turns, please.
Oh.
Please and thank you.
I don't think you'll need to add.
Let's fucking go.
If you click your tokens, I shouldn't have to. Okay, let's see
Yep.
if...
Mine added automatically, so I'm good.
Nice.
Yeah, mine did too.
Okay, so just click your tokens.
Oh my
and then-
god. Yeah,
Let's
go.
fucking go.
Okay. Let me just figure something.
Jesus.
Of course,
Oh,
you
wait,
scared
one.
cat.
Oh wait, it's a 1. I can roll again.
Sticks. Yeah, you got your little halfling
Halfling powers.
So, nat 20, nat 21.
Nat 20, nat 20,
Better than a 1.
nat 20, nat 20, nat 10, 1, 9.
You rolled an 8. I have to do this manually.
No, that's 7 plus 3 is 10. Not a nat 10.
Oh.
That one rolled a nat 20.
Oh, actually, mine
What?
should be 12, because I get a plus 2.
Oh, nat 20 initiatives over 2.
And that one rolled an 8. Alright, so how do
So I've seen familiars played 2 different ways.
There you go.
They roll initiative separately, or their turns after mine. Which would you prefer?
Corey's still sitting at 0, because his
Yeah.
token wasn't selected when he rolled.
Oh, okay, hold on. What did you... Okay, you
9.
rolled a 9. Boop. Oh, I can't...
I
edit?
tried changing it.
There you go. 9. Let me just click that. Alright.
There we go.
So we're gonna... Okay, it's a tie between the two of you. What's your bonus to your AC, Abigail?
X. It's Dex.
Your dex, sorry. What's your dex multiplier?
Plus 2.
You both have the same.
14. My score is a 14. That's the next further down.
You both have the same. Shit.
Okay, so roll
I
off.
think they go at the same time.
Sure.
Roll a d20. Whoever rolls higher gets to go first.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Roll the 14, so he gets to go first.
Hang on, second.
He's gonna hear his friend yelling and getting attacked, so he is gonna run and get near the first one he sees, which would be Oshi, and gonna try to hit you with a dagger. Does 16 hit? It doesn't.
No.
Okay, so his first hit misses.
Hell no.
His second hit, that's 19.
Nope.
It just hit. Your AC is 19, so you are.
My AC is 20.
Well, you need. How is your AC 20?
I don't fucking know. I haven't touched anything since you set it up. My AC has always been 20, though.
But that's not what you... okay. Alright. So... none of the attacks hit, so it's gonna be Abby's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna close distance on this guy here. I'll just come big swing. Just give a Oshi, duck! Swing over his head. Try to clobber this guy like a baseball.
Alright, let's see it. That definitely hits.
Yes.
Nice.
Alright, so...
15
14.
1 on the critical? Really? Really?
That's rough.
Still. So 15 damage. Oh, on a critical, since I have Crusher, I can move him 5 feet backwards. So I want to shift him this way 5 feet.
Okay, he gets shifted 5 feet this way.
Does that provoke attacks
And-
of opportunity?
It
It should,
It
since
does
I'm in
not
range.
say.
If it does not say it, it's up to the DM.
Yeah, that would be a call on your part. Also, everybody has advantage on all of their attacks against him until the start of my next turn.
Oh, that's fucking sexy.
That's a crusher critical. All attacks on that creature until it comes back around to me again.
So
Got
since...
one
get
up
to
my
make it with
guided
advantage.
bolt.
Alright, so since it seems like you're like shoving him, I'd say it wouldn't spurt an attack of opportunity because he's not moving on his own out of your attack range. It's how I see it.
There you go. So that's what I've got for this turn.
Alright, so it's
Every
now
turn.
Oshi's turn.
I'm going to use another key point.
Okay.
Flame power strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Going to attack the one right in front of me.
Alright, you do have advantage until Eve's next turn.
First hit. No, just the first hit
Oh, the first hit, just for
with
first.
guiding bolt. Yeah.
On that one, yeah.
So you have advantage on your first hit. Roll it again.
Oh, yeah.
17 hits. So you add
How do I do the fire again? 1d4, right?
Yeah, you do /roll space 1d4.
Alright. Fuck me.
So 6 damage. He's starting to look a little bit roughed up.
And I do
You can have
advantage
one.
again, or I just do a
No.
regular attack now?
Yeah, regular attack. You
Yeah.
only get advantage on your first hit.
Yeah,
That
I hit
hits.
anyway.
There you go.
So another 6 points. He's starting.
No, another 8 points.
Oh yeah. He's starting to look bloodied. They're not really strong.
Not done. I'm going to use a key point for patient defense.
Okay. What does that do?
What does it do? Key save plus 8 to your proficiency plus your wisdom modifier.
I don't
That's
think
a
you can
bonus
use the.
action.
Yeah. I was going to say. I think that costs an extra bonus action.
Yeah, I think you might have already used about.
Flame power strikes is a reaction, not an action.
Right. You use flurry of blows,
Oh,
right?
okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to Eve's turn.
All right. Eve is going to just kind of extend her hand out toward the one that Oshi just attacked and snap her fingers as she casts Toll the Dead.
All right.
So that will be a
Roll.
DC 14 Wisdom save.
He's gonna fail that. So.
Okay, then he takes 6 points of damage.
All right, he's starting to look really bad.
He's going to sigh. Why won't you just die already? And she's going to use her bonus action to cast spiritual weapon. And it will appear directly behind him, which will give it advantage on the attacks if you allow that.
Yeah.
For flanking. Okay. And it is going to... what would Eve's spiritual weapon look like? It's going to look like a large willow branch of thumping, is what it's going to look like. Like a switch. It looks like a switch, like she's about ready to, smack somebody's bottom for being naughty.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that will hit for 10 damage.
That will hit, and he is down. That's 0.
That's better.
Is that red real or that red line?
That red line is my stick.
Okay,
You drew
cool.
it.
I just want to make sure everyone else can see that. I have a bit of a migraine, just like to double check.
I don't see a red switch. Can somebody ping it?
Right.
Oh.
Sorry, it's
Oh,
the gray switch.
Yeah,
That's right.
it looks like the line right next to it. I thought it was a crack. Fuck. Thank you.
There, how about that?
That's a lot better, even though it's still gray. So, I don't know what color it is.
He's changing.
That's a
colors.
lot better. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a crack in the fucking ground. I was like, what are you talking about?
I just thought I was hallucinating again.
So does that end your turn?
I suppose so.
So as the summoned weapon just cuts down one of the cultists, the one that was guarding the door is gonna walk forward a little more and then cast Sacred Flame on Oshi.
Okay.
It's a dex saving throw or take the 8 dex save throw from Oshi. You make the save.
Bunk.
So that means you take no damage, I guess. Is that how the spell works?
No, I take some damage. Just it's not as max as it could from every time I've ever had to do a saving throw before. Right, David?
Cantrip. It's a cantrip.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Yes. Sacred Flame. It's all or nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cantrip.
Okay,
It's
cool.
all or nothing. Alright, so
If it was a real spell, you'd be right, but it's a cantrip.
he's gonna
Okay.
try to cast it and it misses. He's gonna be like, fuck.
I'm going to look up at him down the bridge of my nose and smile with my teeth showing.
Okay. It's now gonna be Quarry's turn.
Well, I am going to try and move out past Portia.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably cost a bit of movement and try and get over here. And I'm going to cast, once again, Dragon's Breath on my familiar. It has a range of touch, but you can cast them directly on your familiar, so... Familiar now has Frost Breath.
Do you have to see your familiar, or it doesn't matter?
It says you can just cast touch spells on your familiar.
Touch
Let me rephrase that.
spells?
Spells with a range of touch can be delivered by your familiar, is the rule. And since it can deliver it to
So it would be another one of your
itself-
calls, Julia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be, now that I think about it. They can deliver touch spells and, well... Yeah.
So it's like an ability that they just receive, it sounds like. So I guess you could be able to do that, but your familiar is quite a bit away from the actual fight.
Yes.
So you'd have to like spend some movements to back.
Oh, it
get
has
back.
plenty of movement, so that's alright. And I'm going to use my action to cast Ray of Frost on Sacred Flame Dude.
Okay, roll it.
Yep. 14 to hit.
Just hits.
Yep. That's next. I forgot to put /R. Whoops.
I think you can just roll it from your
Yeah, I don't. It didn't. It keeps doing with advantage, so I just thought I'd type it.
that's
4
fine if it just does it with advantage.
4 cold damage.
Alright, so he takes 4 cold damage.
And now it's the owl's turn.
Yep. Goes right after
The
you.
owl has 60 feet of flying speed. So it definitely can make it within 15 feet of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it will, if you allowed the dragon's breath to go through, use its action to breathe ice.
Alright, breathe your ice.
And it needs to make a dex saving throw. DC 15.
Okay. He just makes it.
Alright, I can't remember if that does
Sure.
half.
It should say on the...
Yep, half, okay. So half of 3d6. 7.
7 damage.
7 cold damage.
Thank you.
Too bad the ceilings aren't high enough for this to be a circle.
Oh, Jesus.
Because a cone from high enough above is just a circle. Think about it.
Right? So you said 7 damage. Alright.
Unfortunately, though, that doesn't work. Or should it?
No, that sounds fucking busted.
What?
It is, but a high enough above. Think it works mechanically.
Yeah,
but just because something works mechanically doesn't means it should be that fucking. That sounds fucking busted to me, and I don't know shit about D&D.
And you're talking about the cone being 3D and not just a flat layer of energy going out into a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the question.
I feel it's a breath thing, right?
Yeah, it's basically it's called dragon's breath. So
So it'd just be like breathing out of your familiar's mouth, I guess.
Mhm.
And like extending it a little bit, but
I'm not doing it from above, so
not-
it's fine.
not massive, but it's like enough to hit the target. Cause it's an owl. It's tiny. Anyways, does that end your turn?
Yes, well, it ends the familiar's turn. My turn already ended, but yes.
Okay. So it's Portia's turn now.
Wait. So I will move in 5. Here. Actually, this guy's dead or alive?
He's dead.
Okay. And I will go behind this
This
guy.
one. Yeah, that one's alive. And that one's
I
alive.
will come in the corner and flank him. And take my attack on him.
All right.
Advantage. Jesus. 16.
16 hits.
Alright.
Full damage.
For 9 points of damage.
All right. He's starting to look pretty roughed up.
Alright. That's all I can do right now.
All right. So it's not his guy's turn. He's dead. It's the guy's turn that you just stabbed. He's gonna turn around and try to attack you with his dagger. 16, that just hits. So you're gonna take...
Giving Abby his back? Ooh.
Ballsy.
6
And
points of
We're doing-
damage from his first attack.
Well, he's already flanked, so.
we do flanking with this campaign. I forgot to ask, honest.
Yeah.
Okay,
Alright, so
cool.
you from the first attack he gets 6 points, then he's gonna use his second dagger, and you're gonna take 4 points, so 10 damage total. It's gonna end this guy's turn. And it's back in Abby's turn.
I'm just gonna bash this guy upside head again. Advantage for the flank.
Yep. So roll advantage. To hit.
That's another nat 20.
Alright,
That's
that
a 1.
definitely...
That's a 1 and a 20.
That's both sides of the spectrum.
Rolling baller.
Alright, so you just swing and you just obliterate this guy's head while you swing down. And now this guy's dead. Most definitely dead. Alright, so that ends your turn.
That was a mind-blowing display.
Oh, stop it. Okay, so we're now at Oshi's turn?
I'm going to move in 2 spots, but you need to understand what I'm doing, okay? I'm going to move here,
Okay.
and then behind him at the same time. I'm moving in one fell movement. I just need you to know I'm moving behind him, around him to his backside.
That's fine. You could have just placed your token there and
I know, but I'm
behind
just
them.
explaining it to you.
Doing a circle.
You gotta let my brain do what it's doing right now. I want to swing my tail as hard as I can at his feet as my first attack.
Okay. Trying to sweep the leg kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'd make him roll.
Johnny!
Like, get ready!
What do I roll?
Because
Because it would be an attack still, because like I'm a fucking dinosaur.
I'm just gonna have him rolled, let's see, acrobatic to see if you sweep him off his feet afterwards, so just straight roll an unarmed attack.
Unarmed attack? Okay, thank you.
Yikes.
Proud of Julia. She's learning so well.
That's a 1, so you're gonna like, 8 does not hit.
I don't do damage to him, but I trip him? Is that what you're saying?
Well, since it didn't land, you just go like sweep his legs and he's gonna like jump over it.
Fury of blows.
Okay. That hits. Yeah, no, you're not flanking him. Okay, so 6. So he's down to 18.
10.
Plus 4. Minus 4. He's starting to look pretty rough.
So because I missed the flank, because I missed the sweep, means I wasn't behind him anymore?
Yeah, after you failed to like sweep him off his leg, he did turn to face you.
Okay. I didn't know how that worked since I was doing it behind him, if any of that had anything special on it.
Yeah, and Flurry of Blows grants you 2 attacks, so you can hit him again.
Mm-hmm. That does hit. Roll your d4.
God fucking damn it.
Hey, at least it's fire damage.
He's starting to look pretty fucked up. So I guess that'll end your... Oh, yeah.
I am gonna say something, but I gotta get the word. I'm gonna look down at him in Victoria's voice and be like, "Bless your little heart."
Alright, so that ends your turn. It's back to Eve's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna come over here so I can get vision of him, and I'm going to try and Thanos snap him with Toll of the Dead.
Alright.
Normal. DC 14.
That's what wisdom. Alright, he fails it, but he's, weirdly enough, he's not dead yet, but he looks, on the verge of collapsing.
Bonus action, my spiritual weapon is going to move up and take a whack at him.
Alright, let's see it.
And that will be an advantage since it is flanking.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't matter if it was advantage or not.
Right? You rolled the same fucking thing twice.
Holy shit, David.
Alright, so he
One
is
in 400
down,
chance.
and you are now out of combat.
If this was actual dice.
I'm going to turn around and put my hand up towards the familiar. Like my claw.
I'm gonna start searching the guy in front of me, see if there's anything important on him.
The familiar lands on your hand.
And I'm going to sit cross-legged right next to a dead body with this owl on my hand. And
It's gonna turn its head all the way around so it's not facing you and let loose another cold breath. Just to get it out of its system. I want to get more than one breath out of this thing. Might as well.
Just breathes icy wind out.
I used a second level spell slot, gotta use it more than once.
Alright, so Portia, as you are rummaging through the cultist's belongings, you find like 5 pieces of silver and his daggers. They don't have much on them.
Right.
So, what kind of clothes are these cultists wearing?
They're dark, but they're oddly intricate. Like, the base material is dark, but they have these odd swirling patterns on top of their cloaks. They also have masks that masks most of their facial features. But
I am normally not one to suggest stealing from the dead. However, it may be advantageous should we take their clothing and put it in that newly acquired bag for perhaps future use should we ever run into them again or have a need to infiltrate.
are you talking about my bag?
Yes.
I shake my head violently no.
She's going to cross her arms and just look at you.
And I'm going to cross my arms in a mocking fashion and do it right back.
Very well.
I wouldn't let anything else go in the bag. I'm not letting dead bodies, people's bags, stuff go in it either.
They're the clothing, not the bodies.
I know. They're on a dead body right now.
She will say, very well.
damn it.
Then I suppose I will take them and put them in with Victoria's things. She's going to smile at you.
I'll just put my arm out. Not the bag, my arm. You dirty bitch.
she will strip them down if anybody helps her or not, and then
I'm gonna
Look, you want-
help.
Go
I'm
through
gonna
and see if there's anything important on them.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to the one Oshi just killed, and first I'm gonna remove the mask.
Mm-hmm.
What does this guy look like? Or girl?
It's a guy, about middle-aged, half-elf.
I'm gonna gasp. I knew it was him the whole time! Oh, no,
Just-
that's someone else. Never mind, and then I drop him.
So, you just see him pick up the dude and be like, oh, I know him. Oh, no, wait, never mind.
as I'm stripping the one that Portia already searched, I'm going to look over at Abby after Corey says that, and I'm going to say, you know, we're going to hear that again. And it's going to be at the most inopportune moment that none of us will ever enjoy. And then she'll kind of side-eye back toward Oshi.
I fucking hate you, David.
She knows you.
No, but he knows my brain also. That's not fair.
I mean, it is fair. You both, like, I've been growing together, so it makes sense that Eve would know what to expect.
No, I'm talking about my real brain. He knew that would be stuck in my real brain to use, is what I'm saying.
That's fine.
And then I'll start stripping the guy because I'll at least help out. Does this guy have any loose change on him?
Yeah, about the same. You find 6 pieces of silver on him, 2 daggers, and
I'm adding those to my collection.
that's about it. Yeah. Okay, you get 2 daggers and 6 pieces of silver.
And I think Portia was searching the last guy.
All right. As you rummage through the last guy's belongings, you find a pamphlet out of besides the daggers and a couple pieces of silver. It's a pamphlet advertising certain cirque phenomena.
What?
Certain what?
It's called cirque phenomena.
Cirque
It's
phenomena.
It's a traveling circus that was
Okay.
known across the region.
Gotcha.
Fairly popular.
Eve's eyes are going to narrow, and she's going to say, "There's one thing I can't stand more than my non-toleration of cultists." She's going to cross her arms. It's Connie's.
Go look at Portia.
How does Portia react?
Oh, she is looking at Portia. Present company excluded, of course.
Hey, not all carnies are bad. I grew up with quite a fine bunch of carnies.
I did exclude current company.
Alright.
And you see her just kind of, if she sees what the pamphlet's for, you just see kind of this sad look on her face when she
Oh.
sees it.
Oh yeah, you do, because weren't you rummaging through his belongings also?
I'm jumping through all of them, just trying to find anything besides like money and weapons.
Yeah, so you do find that pamphlet on him.
You just see like sadness come over her face, seeing looking at the pamphlet, and just kind of turn away from it.
Alright.
Does it look old? Like one of the older pamphlets I would know? Or is this one I've never seen before?
It looks fairly recent.
Roll carnival history check.
Alright.
He will make sure that all of the clothes make it to Oshi's outstretched arm.
Okay, so you end up with 3 robes and 3 white masks.
I'd keep the masks separate. We may need them as proof. Or at least one of them.
So they're basically full white masks with 2 openings for the eyes with a dark mesh. Is what they look like.
Someone put those in their inventory, right? I'm asking as players.
Oshi's adding them.
Okay, just want to make sure someone did it.
Yeah. Alright, so, you know how of 3, almost naked, bodies sprawled in, different state of disfigurements from your battle.
Alley. And I point in 2 directions. 1 at the puddle of rotting flesh, and 2 at the pool of blood.
Which pool of blood?
In the direction of the giant pool of blood.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or shall we take them all, lug them upstairs?
Carrying around no dead bodies.
They can rot where they lie.
Well, there's a
I'll drop-
pile over there. At least we can keep things neat.
I'm gonna toss him on the pile.
I doubt we're going to be paid extra. I say we can save our strength in case we run into something else.
Alright, well, they say a clean tomb is a happy tomb.
Well,
So
whoever said that is just a moron. Sorry.
no.
My
As you're
teacher was
having
a
that
bit odd.
discussion of what to do with the bodies, I've grabbed one by the ankle and started moving towards the hallway that the mimic was in, planning to fling the body to the mimic like a treat to a dog.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Trying to do it without drawing any attention. Very
Oh.
slow side shuffle, dragging a body by the ankle and just hoping nobody notices.
If you're trying to
Oh.
be sneaky, roll me a stealth, but at disadvantage, because you're like...
I would like to roll a
Trying.
perception check to hope I see this. Because I would want to watch a mimic eat someone. It's on my study list.
Well, unless Quarry is actively on the lookout,
Passive perception then?
yeah. 12, what's your passive? That's 14. So yeah, you do catch at the corner of your eye, Abby slowly but surely. Okay, so Victoria and Quarry, you both catch... Oh no, actually, everybody would see, Abby trying to shuffle, towards, the other room over here. One of
Oh,
the
I forgot
body.
my passive perception went up. I should just fix that.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
You just-
that
you just
is
hear
the one
that-
place I did fix it.
Like
Yeah.
body sliding across stone sound as I try to shuffle.
I'm just gonna walk over and help. Good idea. Yeah. What
Dude.
does the mimic move?
So you're gonna toss
Hey.
it. Oh, sorry.
I have this pain right here. And she just taps the edge of her temple as she watches them go defeat the mimic.
Oh, they're not defeating it. They're tossing a body at it. How close do you get to it? Before tossing the body at it?
Well, I wouldn't go
Um,
closer than 10 feet.
No closer.
Let's see, what do I got? My push
Since I'm not-
pull is 540 pounds. So if they're stripped down, I should be able to manhandle this body give it a pretty good chuck from at least like 10, 15 feet out.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We'll probably get to like the end of the hallway.
Yeet!
Kind of like there-ish, and then
Yeah.
chuck it in the rest of the way.
Okay. It notices your offering and like snarls and like hops towards it, and you see it lash its tongue out and grab the body and then just gobbles it up. And
Well,
then
I can add that to the list.
It's then gonna look at you expectantly.
Well, if you feed a mimic a body, it's gonna want another too.
It like growls like "Argh." Looks a little hungry.
Have an idea? Go with me on this. Gonna bring Quarry back down. We're gonna get a second body. We're gonna come back and try to animal handling check to befriend and tame the mimic. I want to make a pet.
Sure.
God.
Sure,
Kim?
try.
Well, on a
I-
scale,
If you would tell me this, I'd be on board, but you have to verbalize this in character.
I'm very much sharing this. Like, go with me on this. I got a good feeling about this. Join the team.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
Kim, on a
It
scale
did
of
try
1 to
to eat
10,
me.
Hold on.
I swear to God, if you talk over me one more time, I'm going to choke you through the internet.
Am I? I'm sorry.
Not you, Rod. Three
Alright.
times in a row.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
not doing it on purpose.
Alright,
Um,
David.
Kim, I was asking you on a scale of 1 to 10, how yeetable was that cultist?
Oh my god.
Like a good 7, 8. Like,
Thank you.
yeah, they're pretty
That was pretty light.
gaunt.
Okay, thank you. That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
I am absolutely going to try to befriend this mimic. We
Alright.
got 2 more bodies to try to befriend this thing. I want to make a pet out of this giant chest.
Okay.
Just so you know, it did try to eat me, but I'm still not against this.
I mean, if anything, that's a perk. No, I'm sorry. That's
I'm gonna kick her and deal 0 damage.
I mean, if you want to try to kick her, you can. Oh, okay, just.
You're
a
gonna try to
playful
kick who?
It's a playful kick.
Fuck, I
Yeah,
hope
go
she
for it.
eats you.
Alright, so, make an animal handling check.
No.
As you try to befriend the mimic.
I'd
Abby?
like to assist.
non
Oh wait, I'm not
It's a
proficient. Never mind.
19.
Alright, let's see if the mimic is responsive to such things.
I'm gonna tap her and say, "Why don't you touch it?"
The mimic seems happy with your offering. It lets you, approach, and it's like drooling all over the place. Doesn't seem to, like, want to attack you or something, just like, waiting for you to toss it its bone.
Okay.
Seems
How the
really
hell do I do this?
receptive to,
Ooh, I have an idea. I take out the sacrifice dagger. One limb at a time, we could lead it.
Oh. I'm gonna take my backpack off, and I'm gonna show it to the mimic, and try to, like, gesture her to a backpack.
It's gonna look at the dagger that Quarry is holding, and then at the backpack, and then you're gonna see it change form and just turn into a dagger.
Oh,
That's even better. That's even better.
it's very tiny. Nice and compact.
Right?
It's yours. And now we match.
Oh, yeah. Mimic dagger on my hip.
Right, so
We're
you
gonna-
place him on your hip?
Yep. We'll
You
have to
do-
remember to feed it on a regular basis, or it's going to get grumpy.
You
Yes,
hear
you-
like kind of like.
You do realize if it wakes up in the middle of the night and it's hungry, she's gonna arch an eyebrow at you.
It's fine. We are buddy, best friends.
I'm gonna, now that it's in dagger form, I'm gonna cut off this guy's fingers and toes and just put them in like a little sack. For later.
Doggy bag. Feed. Just see. Occasionally, just pull a finger out of a bag and just feed it to the dagger. It was like, yeah, no, it's fine.
You
Don't worry about it.
mentally ill.
You see the gem
Well-
part just open and like take the
I have
the
been
finger.
I have been subjected to magical experimentation, probably a little. But what mage hasn't been by their mentor? That is what wizard apprentices are for, I'm told.
And people think I'm crazy. Shall we continue?
You now have a mimic pet.
What's its name?
Oh, don't do that. Don't put me on the spot. I can't.
Sorry, but Sir Stabby.
I don't know. I need a minute. I'll come up with something good.
I mean, you don't have to come up with a name for it. It's still pretty young, so.
We'll think of something. We'll think of it.
Damn it. Okay. Alright, so, you making your way out with your newly found, friend, I suppose? Back to the others? Alright, so, you see both, Abby and Quarry, come back. Abby seems overjoyed, I suppose. Like,
I'm just giddy, like full on, like super psyched. Yeah, no, I feel like this went great. Necromancer's gone, cultists are dead. I mean, we're just at 1,000 right now.
He feels like the only adult in the room.
right? I feel ya. Okay, so around this time, you've probably spent a couple hours down in the crypt, messing about, uncovering things, finding treasures. So you would all know that it's, pretty far into the night at the moment. So hopefully our guards friends, pass the message into guarding the mausoleum, but, what would you all like to do?
Eve's going to start going toward the pool of blood because she's going to explore this entire area before leaving so she doesn't have to come back.
Alright.
She's not waiting to see if anybody's following her. She's just like, yeah.
You know I'm following you.
Yeah, I'm following you out.
Of course.
Yeah. She's just like, we got to get this done before they start, like, befriending dust bunnies, and then we've got this whole circus, and I already don't like circuses, and we just need to just get through here. We need to go. I guess,
What's with the circus hate? What's with the circus hate?
Huh?
Ooh, I just had a good idea. Okay.
anyways, so she's gonna head down to that room. And wait, did you ask that in character, or?
Yes. Having
Oh.
character.
She's going to look back at you and she's going to say, do you know how many times carnivals and traveling tropes have tried to apprehend Oshi or myself for one of their attractions?
Can't say I have. I don't believe mine ever did. At least not when I was with them.
Yeah, you don't believe you've ever came across these two people.
So, you'll have to excuse me if I only go off of personal experience.
Well, I'm sorry you experienced that. I can say that my troop was not of the type.
You know, give you kind of like a thin smile and just nod. And move forward toward the room. Alright, so I see anything down here? You want me to roll perception and investigation, or
Sure.
which one?
Since you're investigating, I suppose investigation could do.
Right. I'll be at 23.
Alright, since you rolled, Oshi's following?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, at 23, you would be able to, of course, notice the black candles scattered about, by Oshi earlier. You would also be able to, notice that the pool is currently losing its height. As if it is, being somehow drained by something.
Minus the 2 cubes I probably got off of frozen blood.
Yeah, but
And the
they're
stairs.
They've gone down size because melting a little bit. They've
just
melted
wanted-
down, but they're like floating on top of.
Yeah.
So
blood.
without the lich creature there, it seems that nothing is maintaining the pull.
You could make a guess like that. Pretty good guess. However, you do remember that Abigail had knocked the skull radiating necromantic energy back into the pool also. But yeah, nothing catches your eye in this area. It's pretty bare, other than the fact that the pool blood is starting to slowly evaporate.
Either that pool was built in with a, hey, my lich isn't here anymore, so I'm automatically going to pull my plug and start draining. Or something is absorbing all of that blood.
Possibly. Although I couldn't really tell you what.
Well, I'm of half a mind to sit here and wait until it's all gone to make sure that there's nothing else that pops up that will pose a further danger to this town.
If whatever pops up we can handle.
I'm gonna head in the other room. Now that I hear them talking and discussing, I probably would head over.
I will write on my chalkboard to you. Big spooky guy, remember?
Yes. But he left.
Oh, did he? He could have gone invisible.
I'm gonna write parlor tricks doesn't always work, remember?
Do you relay back that the pool is starting to drain, or is that just an observation and a conversation you guys are having next to it?
Oh no, it's actually draining.
I think she was asking that out of character.
Oh,
Yeah, she
out of
was asking
character.
that character.
It's actually draining.
No, I'm. But did you relay that to everybody else, or is that just a thing? Like you're standing there next to it and talking amongst yourself.
Sure, I'll relay it. I'll just turn my head back toward down the hallway and just go. So the pool of blood is draining.
I'd head over then for sure.
You just hear Eve's voice echo, "Pool blood draining, draining, draining," to the crypt.
I'd probably go over
Raining?
here.
Where is it going?
What I'm wondering.
I'd like to see, like, is it... How do I word this question? Abby smashed the skull in right here. Is that where it's draining from? Like, is there, like, a whirlpool, or is it just, like, less, and the level's going down, or is there, like, a whirlpool, like, there's a drain, literally?
At the
vortex.
moment, you just see the pool moving perhaps a little more than when you first entered, but
Okay.
it's whatever is causing the drain is doing it slowly enough to not cause too much of a commotion. So you wouldn't be able to like pinpoint like, oh, it's over here. Oh, it's over there.
I'm gonna keep an eye on the middle where the skull got smashed. Because, well... floating skulls draining a pool of blood wouldn't be shocking.
Alright, so you're
Probably
all
deal necrotic damage, actually.
Just sitting there with her, watching the pool.
Okay.
I'd be on the high end of things. Keeping a bird's eye view.
So as you all stare intently at the pool of blood. First, an hour pass. It goes down slowly. Then another hour pass, and it still goes down slowly.
It's lowering like uniformly, so it looks like it's evaporating, or is it? I think that's what we were trying to figure out, right? Was if it was actually draining out the bottom, or if it was just like disappearing.
Well, like as it drains, is it getting thicker? Like coagulating, like the moisture's going off, it's leaving other stuff there, so it's getting like thick and gooey, or is it just literally just draining straight down?
Yeah, we were just trying to get a feel for what the hell is happening here.
For some
Literally or figuratively.
reason, that blood seems to stay fresh. Like, you don't see any, like, blobs of coagulated blood floating.
It's not going stale, it's not...
It's still moving.
Yeah.
It's pretty unusual. You'd assume it would go still after a while, but it just keeps moving. As it keeps draining, it keeps moving a little more, and then at some point you see swirls start to form in this area around the half of the second hour. And then you see it start to drain more violently by that point.
Should I freeze that area? Or are we just watching this do that?
I would suggest not messing with it until we see what it's actually doing. Perhaps it is just draining out.
But where?
Well, she points at the whirlpool.
Does that lead?
Well, you can always run to town hall and get the schematics for the cemetery and the sewer system, I suppose.
Eh.
Other than that, I'm not sure anyone here can answer your question.
You turn your owl into something aquatic and swim it down.
Unfortunately, that would require incense and at least 15 gold of incense. So no.
You did buy some earlier.
Incense?
I think so, no? Oh no, that was
wasn't me.
Eve. That was Eve.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
So you just hear Corey state that matter of factly.
And it'd take an hour.
Hour?
By the time that's done, it may be fully drained, considering how far it's went down and how quickly it's draining now.
Oh
Rituals,
yeah,
what
assume
can...
within the hour you can probably rightfully assume that within about an hour you should be able to see what's causing the drain.
Say we just wait.
Alright. So you wait about an hour and then you start to see the top of something in that area. It drains a little more, and then you just see the skull with its mouth open, and it suctions every last bit of the pool. Then the jaw will snap shut, and the rubies in his eyes will start to glow.
Well, I'm gonna say, I knew it!
You knew what? You just stood there.
I thought it was the skull!
Well, why didn't you just say so, you...
Well, I thought I was gonna be wrong after the sewer comment.
So,
refresh my memory. What did the skull do before?
it was floating over the pool, suspended in the air with, like, wisps of necromantic magic
Wisps of greens
visibly
and
wisping around it.
purples.
And then I knocked it out of the sky like a piñata.
It seemed
And we
dormant.
couldn't find it.
And then she whacked it into the blood pool, and now it looks alert. It looks somewhat alive for as much
So-
as a decorative skull that just animated.
Like, is there?
So where did the where did the undead bastard dude come from if it didn't come from the skull?
Well, I have two ideas what this might be. Number one is I have no idea, and number two, it's like that bag. But only liquids.
Do I feel like darkness radiating from this object?
No, but you do feel a stench of heavy necromantic energies emanating from it.
Okay.
About the same you felt when the necromancer was in the room.
Would I be able to? I don't know. Perhaps channel divine energy in such a way to kind of like put a shield around it.
So try to like seal it.
Yes, so that it will be safe to take and maybe take to someone who could tell us what it is, kind of thing, and how to deal with it. Like, a better, more skilled cleric that may be able to handle it, or a powerful wizard.
You have the feeling that you could try, but you probably don't have the strength to do that kind of spellcasting with how strong you feel the energy emanating from the skull is.
Well, I have an idea.
Identify it? Get
If
an
you
idea of what the
verbalize-
heck it is?
You have
Do
to
you
touch it to
verbalize that
identify it.
Yeah.
No, I haven't verbalized it. I'm still going through the thought. Give me just a second, guys. I'm trying to talk this through with Julia. My
Oh, no.
idea. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay,
No,
I
you're
wasn't
fine.
sure if you were doing that in character or not, that's all.
No, I'm not asking the voice in the sky in character if I can encase it in spiritual shield. No.
I mean,
You're not asking
I've
light
seen
help
characters
me.
doing weirder things.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We do have a mimic tamer in our group, so.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the mimic doesn't seem to be pleased to be in that area currently.
Would I if per se I could get my companions to join me into praying to the light, or at least a couple of them, would I be able to channel that spiritual energy into my spell and maybe get enough energy to pull that off?
If you weren't down into that crypt, you might have been able to, but the cloying, the darkness, the strength, you feel that there's the strength between you and your god in that specific area with how much it almost feels as if you're on desecrated grounds.
One final question.
Mm-hmm.
I would obviously think that Eve or my lighter versions would probably not do too well with necromantic energy, like wafting all over them.
Mm-hmm.
But what about one of my others? Would they be able to perhaps contain the energy long enough to get it out of this place physically so that we could take it to a better place to be able to try and contain it?
Mind if I piggyback off of that?
With
Would sealing it in a 5-foot cube of ice or slightly smaller help?
I mean, you could try.
You can touch it
You
without
know-
touching it.
Yeah,
At that point.
exactly.
But so basically, sorry.
We basically could touch it without touching it, moving it in its ice, and well, it's a floating skull. If it actually can move, it's gonna at least have to make an effort to break out of the ice. It's not considered magic ice, except for the part where it takes an hour to melt, no matter what temperature it is.
So basically, for that last question, Julia, I'm asking the other people in my head, hey, can one of you safely handle this long enough for us to get it out of here so that I can deal with it?
If they're willing to try to mess with what seems to be some kind of dark relic or something, sure.
That would probably be the widow that would be like, you know what? I can handle this shit.
Kim had a good idea.
I'm assuming you're trying to spell lucidium?
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I knew it was an L word. I couldn't think of what it was.
Numidium, sorry.
Yeah.
You could try.
So at this point, Eve's going to say, it may be possible to move it to a place less desecrated so that it can be brought under control.
I could freeze it so we could at least carry it without touching it. I have enough water.
And what would happen if it slipped out of our hands and fell to the ground and shattered, and then there's a angry, frozen, necromantic skull with ruby eyes that wants revenge?
Well, it's better than nothing. I mean, it's better than touching it.
My concern is if we get into a fight with it, it's gonna beat us because cooler heads always prevail.
As you're
Well, if we
having
freeze
this
it,
conversation,
right.
you start, Victoria and Quarry, you both would see sparks start generating around the skull.
Oh no, here we go again.
Sparks?
Yeah, like
Woof.
fizzles kind of thing. Something's happening.
I mean, we could stand back and see what happens, and if it's something that we don't like, we can always run. But I would suggest at least trying to see what happens so we can report on it and not have to come back down.
Want me to make another fake door? Or a wall?
I think whatever that is would see through any minor illusion.
Good point.
Try to crack it open like a walnut.
No, we don't want to let whatever's in there out. I'm sure of that.
I'm just gonna pull out my arcane focus and a giant one of those flasks of water, ready to freeze this sucker.
Eve is definitely clutching her holy symbol of the light. But she's gonna back up near the stairs and against the wall and just kind of watch to see what happens.
I'm also giving another jug to Prowl because, well, owl bomber.
Ducking down behind the balcony.
The not solid balcony that you can see through because it's a rail.
Well, whatever this area is here, the stairway, I guess.
Yeah, that's a smarter decision than what I did last time.
Alright, so as you spend some time and brace yourselves, you see something in the skull activate, and kind of like a mane of flames appear, and it starts floating, and it just floats and seems to look at you all. The ruby socketed into its skulls, looking, glaring at Eve.
Take one big sidestep away from Eve.
Stare at it.
We're standing right next to her. Just do like a.
She's definitely unnerved by this, but
I guess since it's looking at her, name yourself, demon.
I am no demon. Its voice kind of like trails as it keeps glaring.
Then who are you? What is your name and your purpose?
My purpose is to serve the great Baron.
What is your name, creature? He's definitely going to try and get its name because in spiritual things, having something's name gives you more power over it, so...
It, like, ponders for a little bit. I don't think it's a good idea to reveal my name. My master, Malvilius the Great, would be quite mad with me.
Arvilius the Great. Is this the Baron?
You fool. No, of course not.
Arvilius the Great. He doesn't
Ma
seem...
or ah? Just sorry.
I'll type it in the
Sorry.
chat.
Thank you.
So what were you gonna say?
And how are you going to serve him from here when we've dispatched all of the minions?
Well, I've regained enough strength to get myself out of here.
Perhaps if you were more forthcoming with your name, I could assist you.
You
I am claimed by neither the dark or the light.
You stink of good intentions.
I think of both sides of the coin.
That name does not ring a bell for you.
I'm definitely gonna roll too.
Okay. Anybody who would like to roll to see if Malvilius reveals some insight as to
Now,
what
for
that
me,
thing-
would this be history or religion?
religion?
Okay. That's good.
I hope a 24 works.
Or
Trying to
23.
prompt it without interrupting the conversation.
Okay, so Quarry and Eve, you would both know that it was the name of an elven gentleman, who was once assigned to an area on the current continent, that, delved into forbidden magics, such as necromancy, and was sentenced to death, but managed to come back as something far worse.
The Lich! Okay,
Did you say that in character or out of character to fuck with me?
No. I'm trying to think here because we don't want a powerful evil relic to get into the hands of a lich. But at the same time, this thing ain't going to come with us willingly unless we convince it to come with us willingly. And
Does it have a lot of say in the matter? It is just a skull.
With
breathing
flaming,
flames.
with breathing flames, yeah, currently.
That
Like
can
dark-
float.
Bright greens and dark purple flames.
It's like wreathed in flame, or it's like a mane of flame.
It started as a main, but it's like all
Okay.
around currently.
I thought it was a little flame. It's a lot of flame. Never mind.
It started a little bit, but as the conversation went on, it's
Gotcha.
swirling about.
Gotcha. I rescind my belittling of the skull.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
So what
say
did
to
you
it.
say, David?
I sent you a message.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's good.
Eve's just kind of like closed her eyes for a moment, thinking intently.
I'll say out loud. So if you won't tell us your name, at least tell us your purpose.
Well, I've already said. Were you not listening?
Yes, you serve. But what are you doing here?
I was slumbering. The skull kind of like turns to Abigail. You woke me.
What? No, I don't recall doing anything of the sort. Thank
Just kind of chuckle. Floats there a little bit. Well, would be heroes shouldn't meddle in what they don't understand.
Right, Eve is going to open her eyes. Very well. Just gonna smile just slightly. We should go. This item doesn't even have a name. It's not worthy of our attention.
A wise choice.
It exists to play games.
As you say that, you see the fire burn more brightly, kind of reminiscing you of how the necromancer disappeared, and it's gonna burn brighter and brighter, and then it's gonna grow smaller and smaller and vanish.
Okay. Once it's gone, Eve is just gonna slump back against the wall and take a deep breath.
You feel the necromantic energies coming from the area start to dissipate.
Wow, that worked twice.
question I have is why it let us live.
We were beneath it.
That doesn't matter to evil.
Might want you.
No, it's more what I represent that it didn't like.
Well, might not have liked me. The whole fire thing.
If we're done here.
Yes, I believe we are.
Can we even see you?
So, I'm just yelling from around the corner of the stairs.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can
just
probably
checking.
kind of hear him.
I was just curious.
We've overstayed our welcome in this crypt. Don't you? She's gonna look over toward Abigail.
Yeah. Just shuffle. Slide out. Exit stage left.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow behind.
I am going to take my owl, have him turn around so he's facing to my backside, and then I'm gonna walk out. Because, well, things that disappear easily can reappear.
Mm-hmm.
Guess we're gonna start heading up and out of the crypt.
All right.
Did you throw the pamphlet back with the body, or you still have it?
Me?
Yeah.
You had the pamphlet.
Oh, I just looked at it. I didn't actually take it from you.
No, you're the one who found it on the body.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
the one that found
Well,
it.
to me, I thought you said she did.
No, you did.
Oh, okay.
You found it when you searched the body. I let you search the body before I took all of its clothes off.
But not in a weird way. Did you take off a dead body's clothes, right?
Exactly. Not in a weird way.
Definitely made it as weird and awkward as possible.
Well, I am a priest, so, I can only go one of two ways. Weird and awkward, or, oh my god, what's that priest doing? So I'm glad it was the weird and awkward.
And the stripper music in the background didn't make any less awkward.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's it even coming from?
Alright, so as you're all making your way back up the very long-winded staircase, it's gonna take you about a good 15-20 minutes to get back.
I've multiplied.
Oh, you have?
There we go.
Happens.
Yep. I was going through mitosis. It's all good.
You do hear conversations when you get upstairs, like people speaking in hushed tones that reverbs.
What language are they speaking in?
They are currently speaking in Abyssal.
Okay. I wouldn't understand it, but I know that isn't good.
See if I have everything saved right.
I
Alright.
can't get my D&D Beyond to load. Hold on a second. So I think Abyssal is one of the languages I speak, but I can't get this shit to load.
Let's see. No, you speak Infernal. Celestial, Common, Elvish, Infernal.
Okay, never mind. Alright, so...
Whoops.
He's gonna turn to the group and be like, so do we really want to fight these guys, or I might have another idea. Maybe we can run them out into those guards above.
I believe I might be able to sneak us past them, depending on where they are.
We could do that.
And then, once we're far enough away, then run them out.
I was gonna say, I could, if they know what's down there, I think I could scare them quite effectively.
I have a 15-foot silent image, and can minor illusion sound on top of that. If you tell me what to make, I was just going to illusion the exact room we were going to walk through at the top of the stairs so they couldn't see us walk by and make noise near the entrance. So they'd chase us. Slip around, and then once we had a distance we could run.
It's no guarantee they will leave. We've got to get them out or we're not done with the job yet again and have to come back.
Well,
But if we drive them out, we know they're going to be up there and not down here and can take care of them up there. With possibly some help from the gods.
if they're still there.
If they're still there. If not, we'll fight them up there instead of down here.
What do you want me to illusion?
You don't need to illusion anything.
Oh.
Oshi, give me one of those robes.
I remember what was in that room, Julia. We passed her last time.
Which,
The one they're in.
you don't really know. You hear conversations, but
No,
unless
do I remember what was in that room physically? Like what?
bookshelves,
Blood, guts, and books.
blood and guts.
Okay.
Well, blood, not guts. Guts is the room next to you with the. You had your poor little guard friend murdered.
If they start to move, I'm going to kind of force my kind of chaosness in their direction and kind of make them slip in the blood that's left in the room.
Oh, that's going to work out perfect for what I'm planning. Okay. So when I get the robe from Oshi, you're going to see Eve slide it on. And she's going to say, you'll have to forgive me, but I'll see you again when all of this is over. And she's going to close her eyes for a moment. You're going to see Eve's features start to fade. And then, for a moment, the veil of the widow sort of falls over her face. But it dissipates as well, revealing kind of like this pockmarked white face that is sunken in. It looks like the eyeballs are sunk way back into the back of the head. Like it is some form of undead creature. She's basically just shape-changing. But as she does so, she's going to start walking forward. And up to this spot, and as she turns the door and looks at them, she's going to start wailing with her outstretched bony hand at them and just start like reaching toward them like she's come to reap their souls. And I'm going to try and intimidate them.
Okay.
Which I have with advantage.
And when she does that, I force my chaos on them, and if they try and move, they will slip in the blood left over in the room.
Okay.
So that is a 16.
Just let me. La, la, la. What is it? Okay, yeah, they rolled lower. So you hear like a couple people were going like ah, and like you hear them scurry, and you hear a couple of them. Well, you Eve, well, whoever you are at the moment. The widow. Victoria.
Eve,
Okay, you're still
I'm
Eve.
Eve.
Okay.
I'm Eve. I'm just sort of drawing from one of the other personalities.
Shape changing. Okay.
And like as she's willing and everything, she's gonna be like, "The master has come to claim you!" And she's just like reaching for them and like walking all creepily toward them.
You see like 3 of them slip on their ass and fall and be like, ah, and scroll to like run. They're like skidding and like running and try to get the hell away from you. Scared shitless. No, that's not.
3 people walking after them. Your blood shall feed him.
You hear one of them yell back, "That's not what was promised!" And they just scurry back towards the exit.
Yes,
I'm gonna whisper to Abby. Thank God she's on our side.
Like one of them,
Start
they're
just like-
all like running away from you.
Oh yes, don't run. You can't run from the Dark Lord.
It's just a mess of screams.
And as I do that, I'm going to use my thaumaturgy to create rumblings in the ground.
Oh, yeah.
As I'm like, he comes for you.
I'm gonna try and minor illusion whisper, so it sounds like there's like ominous whispers.
Oh yes, perfect.
Oh my goodness! So
I'm trying to stay one room behind, so they don't even have a chance to see me.
They're like stumbling, like pushing each other down, like running away from Eve.
Here, I'll just end it and scare him for life. In Darkness's voice, I'm going to say, "Where are they?"
He's here! Rejoice!
Yeah, boy, okay. So they're basically running out. You're gonna see them just rush out the door. Well, the door. Out the entrance. So, yeah.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you bait cultists find the light.
Either that or swear off the deal they made with something else.
Yep. And I'm going to do this all the way up and out of the crypt.
Once they're up the stairs, I'll scuttle behind, trying to keep up the whispers, since they're localized to one location. So I have to keep recasting it, because that's the way the spell works, unfortunately.
Like, if one of them looks down at me as they're like scrambling up the stairs as I'm like going out behind them, when they look at me, I'm just going to open my mouth and this forked tongue is just going to come out and flick at them as I just wail again.
One of them seems to almost pass out from fright, but he's gonna keep running. So basically you just see these 5 guys in front of you run away screaming like, ah!
Guards are not there, I'm guessing.
Yeah, no. They left for the shift, but they are gonna get caught at the exit of the Dusk Quarter and apprehended. Like, they're scared shitless. Trying to plead their case to the guard, be like, "Oh my god, there's a monster down there." And the guard's just like, "The fuck is happening?"
So I'll just kind of stop at the top of the stairs and wait for everybody to catch up, and I'm going to turn around and go, "Well, that worked quite well." Except I've still got the weird face on.
It's really creepy.
You have something, and then I just gesture to your entire body.
Oh, no, it's 1 second. She'll take her hand and just sort of wipe it over her face, and when she's done, you see Eve again.
No, that wasn't the concerning part. You're wearing their clothes. You might get arrested too.
Point. I'll take it off and hand it back to Ishi.
Oshi.
Oshi.
Wrong bird.
Ishi.
Oh, shitty.
I'll hand it back to the E.
Don't want you to get arrested too. That'd complicate things.
You still kind of hear them in the distance trying to plead their cause and convince the guard to go check.
I'm gonna start walking over there.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Yep.
Once we have
Start making our way out.
Eve back to looking like she did and wearing the correct clothing, I would then approach the guards and said,
You see 3 of them just like looking at the people in disbeliefs, be like, what?
Odds.
"The only monsters your own personal choices."
Oddsman, these are some of the people that were in the crypt that we were charged to clear out.
Hmm.
The rest are predisposed.
They won't be a problem again. Although, we were quite upset to see that the guards stationed outside were missing.
Hmm. Well, if you should give a valid description of these godsmen, I suppose they would be reprimanded.
I think taking these 5 into custody to be held for further questioning will be enough.
Ah, yes, we shall do that. You see him kind of motions to the other dudes, and they start tying the hands of the cultists who are a little bit too stunned to do anything at the moment.
I'm gonna walk around one of them, put my hand on his shoulder, and just sort of walk around after he's tied up. Where the guards can't see me, and I'm gonna kind of like look into his face, and I'm gonna make my eyes turn pure black. And I'm just gonna lean in and say, "Don't think that these gods will keep you when the master wants his prize." She's just going to smile.
He's just gonna like scream and try to run away, and like the guard's like, "What the fuck?" and like hold him, and she's like, "Monster!" He's like,
Yeah.
"Monster! Monster!"
I'm just gonna like blink my eyes. We're gonna be back normal again. I'm gonna look at the guard and I'm gonna say, "Obviously, being down there near that obsidian has driven them quite mad."
You see his eyes go wide. Obsidian?
Oh yes, we reported it before.
Ah,
2 pieces, actually.
well,
There was a whole flaming, a skull wreathed in flames, claiming to be the property of a long-dead necromancer, but that's beside the point. I'm sure the guild will give you all a full report.
should report to the mayor for that, I guess. We'll take care of these guys. Good job. He seems a bit overwhelmed by all the information. As he goes with the other 2 guards to escort the cultists, which one of them is like wailing at the moment, in front. They go to escort them to the cells. So, it is night, probably getting close to midnight by that time. Town hall would probably be closed at this hour, but you could, if you want, find a guard to lead you to the mayor's house to see if, you can get entry, or you could go back to the inn and await the next day, to meet with the mayor again, or what would you like to do?
If we're discussing this among the group, I would suggest nobles and city officials tend to not take being woken up in the middle of night very well.
I'd agree, and I would also, if the guards are out of earshot, would recommend we don't bring the items we found, the nice ones, with us.
He was just gonna smile. What items?
And then I nod my head. Exactly.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, drinks are on me.
Oh, definitely I could use a drink.
Let's head to the inn.
Yes. Because I still don't know what that jug is, otherwise I'd make a fun comment.
Yeah, I get all that stuff identified.
Yep. If I can... Tomorrow morning, with some of that money, I can get the identify spell and go to the jeweler, and then I can identify it all for you. I just need 150 gold. And a jeweler.
You should be able to find a jeweler in town.
Yeah.
And you have the 150 gold.
Definitely have that.
I would say I'd use one of the gems, but you didn't mention the type I need. Actually, it's not technically a gem, it's a pearl, so they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
So,
didn't
still
give us
jeweler.
prices on them anyways yet, so she didn't give us prices.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh, she did?
It's in a loot bag.
Or the
Roll Society channel.
okay, I'll check there.
Yeah, put all the loots. I use
Yeah, help.
Discord.
I had
Right,
all
yeah.
the loot except for prices, so.
Okay.
Back to the inn.
Alright. So, easily enough, you make your way back to the inn, catch sight of a couple guards, but as you're wearing your cloaks, they leave you be, because they're gonna assume that you're on guild business. Yeah, you make it back to the inn. It's pretty quiet. Most are gone to bed at this hour.
Well, I think it's time for some post-battle shawarma and drinking.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
So food, and liquor and ale. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's raid the kitchen.
We chow down and chill. And I'm gonna look over that pamphlet also, because you said it looks rather new when it shouldn't exist.
As you enter, real quick though, as you enter the inn, you do see that Ronan is still awake and fiddling with things behind the bar. So there's that.
Ah, Ronan.
Oh, it's you.
We're gonna need food and liquor and ale.
At this hour of night?
Well,
Yeah, it's been a night.
God.
well, when a group is quite victorious in their task, a little bit of post-mission celebration is always in order, is it not?
You took care of it.
Oh yes, we took care of it.
Crypt is no longer occupied.
Definitely is no longer nasty.
And we got you 5 prisoners as well.
Kind of like.
So we
And-
only killed most of everything. Sorry, go
Alright,
ahead.
I'll get some things for y'all. You're gonna see him disappear in the kitchen.
I think Corey wanted to say something too.
Oh, okay. What does
Yes,
Corey-
and I will just warn you if you need to go in there for your report. There's a second piece of obsidian.
Is that something special about it?
Now this one we just found. Didn't go near it, but there was an additional piece on the next level. I just thought we didn't take care of that because, well, we're not all insane to touch it.
Yes, you generally don't want to mess with an obsidian statue of the Dark Lord.
I could request some light mages from Heimgard to take a look at it. But
I would suggest that if you send anyone down there, you also send a priest, preferably an old one and a young one.
About to make that joke.
that's oddly specific. I'll just send words to the Greek cathedral and see who they want to manage to send. I'll get your food ready in just a moment. So you're gonna
Thank
see
you.
him disappear in the kitchens.
I'll be back in a moment. I need to go get changed. So he's doing that. Sorry.
I will also go back to my room and
Damn it.
just with my handy dandy bucket, I'm going to dump the blood water out that I collected earlier.
Oddly
And just
enough,
drop the
you
gear.
you go to empty the bottle and nothing comes out of it.
Okay. I throw the rest of the stuff on the bed of the various water skins, but I put that one that's empty, and I take it out, and whatever trash can in the main hall I see, that's going there.
You're just gonna toss it out.
And
Like it
Try
feels
and
light.
like magic light or like empty light.
Empty. It feels empty.
Yeah, I'm not messing with that. I'm just
Okay. So you toss your probably fine water
Water
skin.
Yep. I have 5 others, so
Yeah.
the concerning disappearing water. Yeah, just after the skull being animated from blood, just not gonna mess with that. And if it's somehow turned magical, well, it'll start attacking us, so we'll find out.
So Eve's gonna go get cleaned up and changed, and come back downstairs as Victoria.
Cool. Yep, I get changed up, cleaned up as well before I come down to eat.
Okay. Takes a couple moment, but then, Ronan comes out with a big plate of, stew. Well, a couple plates of, meat stew. Like, places them all down in front of y'all. Smells pretty damn good. Right, so we're talking about drinks, right? Right.
Absolutely, Ron.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It is much appreciated.
Right, what kind you lads would be like looking to get it? I got regular ale, got a bunch of wine. Kind of looks at Victoria when he says that one. Got stronger stuff.
I could definitely go with a nice bottle of wine, perhaps at least 10 years old. Anything with the name with a chateau involved should be really good.
Alright. I'll see what I can do about that.
And whatever else they want. I think we'll cover the bill tonight. Don't you, Oshi?
I'm going to reach my bag and pull 200 gold out and hand it to him.
What the fuck? Where did that come from?
Well, you don't think I would travel being a lady such as myself impoverished, do you?
I try and look shocked as best I can.
Roll me a deception check as he's like wary a little bit.
Since we already gave the new group we don't really know each other act, I might be able to get away with this. Unlikely, but might. 12.
He's like looking at you like suspiciously. And at Oshi too. Non, je travaille pas. Reste là, qu'est-ce que...
And as he's doing that, I'm pulling out my gold-plated silverware that I specifically eat with Victoria, and start.
Okay.
I pull out my gold silverware that Victoria uses to eat with. And,
Oh, I thought it was like okay, silverware. Okay.
Yeah, but no, it's rich bitch yet.
He's gonna like extend his hand to like take it.
Should also cover anything we need in the foreseeable future.
Right. Appreciate that. I'll get your drinks ready. He's gonna take the gold and leave you all. To savor the stew he just brought for y'all.
When we get back home, remind me to call the tutors and get you another lesson in economics.
I'm just saying, meta. If you just gave him 200 gold, we only made 50 from that job. Of the listed price.
And?
No, I'm just saying a meta commentary.
Y'all made 10,000.
Yeah.
No, the job list on the wall said 250,000.
Yeah.
We're really not worried about that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not
We're
either.
fine.
I'm just saying. Like,
Anyways.
I'm responding in meta. And?
Yeah.
What's the point?
I just find it funny. I just thought I'd remind everyone what that said.
He's just astonished. Anyways, as Ronan goes to make your drinks, leaves y'all some time to discuss stuff.
Wait, that was quite an interesting little adventure, wasn't it?
That it was.
I'm gonna say in a low voice, maybe the fun should be divvied up in one of our rooms when we're done here.
Don't worry, she'll take care of it.
I'm gonna write on my chalkboard what funds and get up and walk away from the table and throw the chalkboard to Victoria.
Oh! Are you keeping the money?
Is there a court system in this campaign setting?
Court system, nothing. I'm gonna put my foot up his ass when he gets back here.
Victoria's gonna sigh, and she's going to. Don't worry. Just don't expect being pushy with him to yield any kind of results. Just let him do his thing.
Alright. But we should do that tonight in our room so we can... Because tomorrow
I said Oshi will take care of him. I give you my word as a lady.
I understand, but if I have some of it, I can go tomorrow morning and identify the other objects.
If you understood, you'd stop talking about it, darling. I said he'll take care of it, which means it'll be taken care of. Bless your heart.
Well, sorry.
Jesus. You're getting hit with the southernness tonight.
That is... Okay. after that,
Okay.
I'm just...
It's fine. Let's enjoy our food and our drink. And when Oshi comes back, or when we're done and we go to him, it'll all be handled.
Right?
I'm gonna take a long drink.
Well, right then, Ronan comes back with y'all's drinks. Fancy ass wine for Victoria, and since nobody else said anything, he just brought you all mugs.
I ordered ale and stuff from him, so ale and whatever they got to eat.
Alright.
And I'm gonna look over that pamphlet.
You said it was like a nice stew, right? Like a nice hearty.
Oh yeah, it's nice stuff. It's what they ate earlier, but it's still pretty damn good food.
She could definitely use it after all the liquid courage she drank.
Alright, so as you look, well, do me an investigation check real quick. See how much you uncover from that little pamphlet, since you're paying, like, attention to it.
Investigation is the garbage.
Okay, not too bad. You look it over, you see, the usual, text. It would have been printed, had they still been there. It looks pretty new, which is an oddity in itself.
Does it look like new as in, like, it just hasn't been touched in a long time, so it's still in good shape? Or have I seen this pamphlet before, but it's just in way better shape than I expect to see a pamphlet that this old?
It looks recently printed.
Okay.
That's what I meant by new. Like,
Does it have, like, names on it? Like, who's running the show? Any information about it? Because she knows that her this shouldn't exist because they're all dead.
Yeah.
Well, almost all dead, except for her.
Alright, so you do see announcing Cirque Phenomena, led by Joachim Wildhart. Basically, it's pretty much what you're used to see from their earlier things rather than what they were last printed. Yeah. So, as if they were going back to the source kind of thing, you know?
Okay. So like a reprint of, like, something of an older, like, advertisement campaign.
Yeah, and then, just as you assume, something catches your eye on the pamphlet. It's announcing co-star, Portia Wildheart. Which would be a little bit of an oddity.
Yes. And when she reads that, she just takes another giant gulp of her drink.
Where's it go? Well, I think that whole thing, despite the whole evil and the lich and the flaming skull, I think, well, and your new little friend, which, by the way, that's just amazing what you did, Abby. But I think that was quite the bonding experience, don't you?
We definitely learned about each other.
I feel far more comfortable traveling with you all now.
I'm gonna walk back out from the back of the rooms with the bag of holding over my head, wrapped around my head like a bandana.
Head?
Yeah, like a bandana. And walk to the table and place 2 pieces of copper in front of everybody.
The bag of holding is a lot more like a.
I know what it is. I've read about it. I can actually put the head of it, the circle of it where you put the stuff in around my
You
head.
can put your head in it. That's gotta be weird.
That's gotta
It is
feel
fucking-
weird.
It fucking feels really weird.
It's gotta totally be disorienting because you're basically staring into a.
He's not staring.
Another
The back
dimension.
of his head is like tingling into
Yeah.
another dimension.
Yeah, his brain is in another dimension.
Yeah.
And I put 2 copper in front of everybody right on the boards. We even? Question mark.
Ah,
I'm gonna take a longer drink.
He's just going to kind of smirk a little bit as she eats some more of her stew. And she's going to, now that Oshi's back, she's going to slide her bottle of wine over toward him and just sort of look at her empty glass.
I'm gonna pick it up and pop the cork off of it and drink the entire bottle.
Roll me. Oh wait,
I'll roll whatever the fuck you want me to roll.
I need to
I'm
check something before I say anything because you
I'm
are a monk.
I'm a drunk monk.
I don't know if he's has immunity to poison yet.
No. Okay, so roll me a con save.
Con save. How do I do that again?
You go to your
Just-
page, go to your
This-
saving throws, hit it, and roll it. Yeah, you're not smashed, but you're pretty woozy from just downing that drink like that.
Okay.
Victoria's going to sigh. Ronan, dear, we're going to need another bottle of that.
Right. You're gonna hear him mumble something behind the bar and then bring it. And then leave y'all to be again.
You're just such a brightness to the day as he leaves.
He doesn't know if that's a backhanded compliment or not.
I'm gonna eat my food now. By the way.
Alright.
What kind of table are we sitting at? Is it a wood table? Is it a stone table? Is it a plastic table?
It's a regular wooden table. Sturdy wooden table. I could drop your tokens in if y'all want. Or you
I
could
asked
in.
because I would start smelling the wood burning.
If you
In front
Burning.
of Corey's character.
If that is it visibly burning or just the smell?
That would be up to the DM.
what are you doing to the
Transferring the flame that I can control onto his 2 copper pieces.
So like you're creating a flame and then sticking it on this.
A baby flame, though. It's a small flame. Because I can control all flame.
He's basically just channeling the heat to the coins.
Yes, that's it.
It would, like, scorch the wood.
Yeah, you see a little bit of smoke coming from the coins in front of Corey.
I'm gonna take one of my water skins because I put most of them away, but not this one. And I'm just going to dump it on the 2 coins and
Corey's
watch the
gonna-
steam go up.
Yeah, Victoria's gonna sigh really loudly as she opens her own bottle of wine this time. And she's gonna
You don't
go,
want me to open it for you this time?
no, not when he's in this mood. No. She's gonna look over at Corey as she pours her wine. If you would just apologize, it would be a lot better.
I'm very sorry, Ochi. As a token of goodwill, now that I hope these 2 copper pieces have cooled, take this part of my share of the loot.
What, the 2 copper pieces? Is that what you're
Yep.
offering me?
Yep, pretty much.
I'm going to wave them off the table as hard as I can into his chest.
Like,
Yes, knock them off as hard as I can into his chest.
I mean, they're
Get up,
copper
get up.
pieces.
I'm going to get up and accidentally hit him with my tail as I stomp away mad. accidentally quotation marks for sure.
Tori's just gonna drink her wine.
You get a bit rough handled by Oshi as he seems mad at you.
How much damage do I take?
I'm not trying to do damage. I'm just trying to get attention.
He whacked your chair, basically.
I hit your
Yeah,
chair
you're
really.
like, huh.
Oh, okay.
You go unsteady on your chair a little bit as his tail just, but yeah, just a little bit of rough handling.
And you, Portia, you did quite well down there, considering. I know that wasn't easy for you.
She like smiles at you while still holding her mug and just like downs it.
Damn it.
Also, she has the pamphlet open in front of her, and
What's that?
it's a pamphlet for something that shouldn't exist.
Oh? Is it that whole carnival thing? You'll have to excuse Eve. She can get a little bit touchy.
Yeah, it's a carnival. You see her almost like very distressed, talking about this carnival.
Ooh,
So on this
again.
pamphlet, as it was described, is your this is meta question. Is your name on the front page with the others
Yes.
that we can see?
Yes.
It's,
Only if you get a chance to read the pamphlet, yeah.
Well,
But you haven't
what,
really
Ew.
offered it up for reading, so.
what's
Yeah.
so upsetting about it?
Because it shouldn't exist.
That's not very descriptive, dear.
You see almost like pain come over her face. Because they're all dead.
Well, that ain't good.
And this is a new printing. And I kind of turn the thing towards you, and I point to a name, and that name shouldn't be there.
I'm
What
guessing your
name?
point.
You see my name on there, Portia. Portia.
Portia
Right there.
Wildheart.
Yep, Portia Wildheart, right under, listed under her father's name, Joaquin.
Damn it.
Well, dear, what would... It is just... She's gonna drink more of her wine.
Yeah. It's where I grew up. And then they weren't anymore, and I left, and you know,
So let me get this right, okay? We all get summoned together to come here for some mysterious benefactor up in the city. Probably, well, definitely a noble. And we can't... Ronan won't tell us who it is. We go into this crypt for our first job, and we find a locket with two other dead nobles in. A lich, two pieces of obsidian, a floating, burning skull, a pool of blood, and a cultist with a flyer with your name and the name of your dead companions on it, including your father. All in the
That's
span of a
new.
couple days. Yeah, that's new. All in the span of a couple days.
it doesn't feel like a coincidence.
Oh, honey, if you thought this was a coincidence, I was going to feel sorry for you.
I'm still, with all this happening, I'm still kind of waiting for my mentor to pop out and scare me. Honestly, the more I think about it, that mimic might be him.
You kind of hear a... from the mimic. Like questioning you. Like, me?
Make sure you keep that fed, Abby.
Sorry, what was that? You crackled a
Sorry.
little.
Make sure you keep that fed.
Oh yeah, no, I am. Like as I've been eating my stew, I've been taking like little bits of meat out of the stew and just like giving the hilt of the dagger like a pet and just
You
feeding
hear
him
it
to that.
purr. Like,
We have an instant bad guy disposal chamber now. Follow me.
Yeah. Literally, we can murder a hobo all we want and get rid of the body.
And just feed the. Oh man! Oh, I'm so excited.
We got laundry too. We have to feed.
And remember, I have a dissection kit to feed this thing.
Yes, we're all about it.
We're
This is-
prepared.
So,
I'm proficient in the medicine skills, so
sure.
I actually should
So
be able
good.
to dissect someone.
Jesus
I
Christ.
don't think there's much dissection involved with feeding a mimic. You just kind of throw it in.
Yeah, just chunk.
Well, you gotta make it last.
The
Yeah.
size of this, no, you don't. Sure, one body probably feeds it for a good amount of time.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
Have
probably
to-
overstuffing it at the moment. A little bit.
I'll have to. Yeah, well, we're just little treats and things, not like stuffing. But just-
It's still purring.
Yeah, if it starts turning into a short sword, we'll put it on a diet.
yeah,
I actually, it might be better if it's a short sword, but you understand what I mean by that.
Damn it.
Now, if it becomes a great sword, then we have a problem.
Becomes a living weapon.
I'll end up putting the pamphlet away.
Well,
Like, I need to find what this means. Like,
well, Portia, I will do whatever I can. So sorry, Mrs. Ford. We will do whatever we can to assist you.
Might I ask one other thing, since I only saw the cover? Does it say a location of where it's located if it's a new printing they...
are there any locations? Like, is there like is this announcing a tour, or was it just a general advertisement pamphlet?
or a place? Tour stops?
You look at it and it says now touring the Dark Vale.
Apparently, they are in the Dark Vale.
Oh, and apparently, that's actually quite devious when you think about it. Whoever gave that to that cultist knew we were going to kill him and find it. That's kind of dark.
No fucking coincidences.
that definitely feels on brand.
Yeah.
We're going on. Well, I do have some. Julia, did we decide if my that estate was in the Dark Vale or bordering the Dark Vale? I don't remember.
It's bordering the Dark Vale.
Well, I do have an estate near the Dark Vale where we might be able to venture out from and maybe use as a base of operations in the area.
You'll have to find the location. You've lost the. You don't really remember exactly the location of it, but you do remember
She's
that
not-
it used to
yeah.
be near.
Yeah,
Gonna say
she's
that.
not. Yeah, she's not gonna say that. She's gonna make these people help her find it.
Yeah.
But,
I'm sure I got the path.
yeah, right. So that's no problem.
Well, it definitely give us a place to start and a place to work from.
It would now. Granted, nobody's lived there in quite some time, so it might be a little dirty, but we can get it cleaned right up. I'm sure.
I'm sure I spent nights and worse.
Of course, I'll have to see about getting some servants and some staff. Well, but yeah, darling, don't worry. I will do everything I can to help. But for now, if you'll excuse me, and she'll take up her glass of wine, I need to go calm down Oshi because some people just don't have manners.
All right. Well, if we don't see you, have a good night.
Sure, I'll see you all in the morning.
Yep.
And I will head off to the rooms to calm Oshi down and give him the talk about how, not everyone was raised as privileged as we were and they weren't taught the proper manners.
When she leaves, I'm gonna say, I need to learn enchantment magic so I can deal with them. A charm person spell might help.
Might be more of a hindrance than a help. Consequences.
I always found charm spells to kind of backfire on the people who use them.
Yeah. It works until it doesn't, and then it doesn't.
True.
Until that person knows they've been charmed, then
And it's a fun
all
time.
your goodwill's out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of charm spells, Portia. With this large sum of money, I could learn the Suggest spell. That might help you a bit.
Possibly in the future.
In casting it on you in an environment you're not comfortable, I could say calm down and, well, that handles that problem.
As long as we're not diving into a mausoleum again, I'm perfectly fine.
I mean, I don't know where they're gonna send us.
True.
And also,
presumably we haven't heard the last of Floaty.
I'm sure we haven't heard the last of either of those, so...
well, if there are any spells you've ever heard of that sound interesting.
Not really a spellcaster, so it's not really my area of expertise or knowledge.
In my book, I read something about rust monsters. And some ancient mage channeling their power to rust any ferrous metal. And the reason it's in the water book is because it is both air and earth element. Quite odd.
She just kind of stares. It just goes over her head.
When do you want the power to rust a paladin's armor?
I have enough stuff to worry about.
How did you trip those cultists?
I really don't know. It just happens.
Well,
I can't really explain it. It's just something that's always kind of happens around me.
can you control it, or?
To a certain extent, but
Well, that's good.
I still, something I'm trying to understand.
Well, I pull out the spellbook. I still can't read half of this, so, we're all learning. Part of the journey.
Ain't that the truth?
I mean,
It is.
I hand it to her. If you want to give it a look, maybe you can read it. Who knows? I've been trying everything.
Who are you handing it to?
Either of you, I'm just putting it in front of
Oh.
you two.
If it's magic, it's just garbage to her. So I'm like, nah, I don't have a clue what that says.
Well, currently none of you can read it because it's so water damaged. But it was more the gesture than the actual. If you were to open it, it'd be completely water damaged and illegible. Because that's the fun of the object. Well, I'm off to figure out where to acquire the regents for the identify spell so we can find out what those trinkets we picked up
Yeah.
are.
To find all the stuff we got in my backpack. What the hell all this stuff is.
Would you like me to house them? Since I've at least dealt with magical items before.
They're in my backpack. They aren't bothering me.
Alright. Thought I'd offer.
Yeah, just once we figure out how to identify them, we'll figure out what to do with them.
I mean, are any of you carrying around 50 gold and 100 gold pieces pearl? I could learn it right now.
Fortunately, I do not have any pearls.
Well.
You feel like it might be a little bit late for you to try to learn a new spell, like
I was just joking.
Yeah, but you all feel like the day has been pretty long after all the fighting and the stress and confronting evil head to head, seemingly.
Oh yeah, no, there's no way I was gonna learn that tonight.
So you do notice that Ronan seems to have gone to bed himself by this point, as you all are chatting.
There anybody left in the room but us eating?
What?
Are we like the last people in the room?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's past midnight at this point.
Alright, well, I think after she finishes her drinks and her stew, she'll kind of get up and stretch.
Whoa.
And...
we lost Ross. Oh, there he is.
It's late. I'm rather inebriated
crashed.
and I need to go to bed. So, I will see you all in the morning. And I will close up the pamphlet and put it in her coat and make her way upstairs.
Well, I'll be off. And I'll head to bed too.
Alright.
And when I get to the bed, I just, like a dead man, sleep.
Before that, when you open the door to your room, you just see gold coins scattered everywhere. And a note
all over your room.
And a note on your desk.
And what does the note say?
I kill, I don't steal.
Aww.
So you have your 2,000 gold coins just scattered about your room currently. Portia, do me a perception check real quick.
Where he left it, I eventually find it, even if I wait till I go to bed. He told me where he left it, so so I'd probably find it when I go to bed.
Yeah, as you go to rest your head on the pillow, you feel something hard underneath it.
A large lump under my pillow. Oh, ow! What the hell?
Alright, if I see it like that before I go to bed, I'm gonna try and hide all of it in various crevices.
Okay.
In the room, just... Yeah. Like in the closet, I'm just like...
Shove it in
tomorrow.
Please let the inn burn down while we're gone. Please.
Well, I can't carry it all.
God, it was in the mattress.
You could put it in your backpack. Your bag. Or whatever.
2,000 gold in a full bag? Yeah, no. That thing's stuffed. If there's like a closet, I'd put in there, the drawers
you have
or something.
A closet.
Yeah, I'm like...
Housekeeping. Holy shit.
Victoria, you would find a significant pile of gold on your bed as you go to bed.
I would have him put it back in the bag for now, because that's too much for me to deal with.
Alright, and then I suppose...
I'll do that, yeah. I'll put the 3,800 back in the bag.
And I suppose Abby would go to bed too?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so...
Yeah, kind of let everybody else trail off and last one to bed.
As you go to rest your head on the pillow, you feel something hard underneath it. Find your little stash of 2,000 gold coins.
That a boy, Yoshi. Good job, buddy. Just plunk back down on it.
Barbarians have thick skulls, literally. Can sleep. Gold coin.
Sure. I got a pillow in between. Sleep on.
Alright, so, as you all, doze off, to sleep, the night will pass, you will then awake, but feeling misplaced, and as you all open your eyes, you find yourselves into different rooms. All into the same room, standing in a great hall, with tapestries, great standards of, with the sign of a dark dragon, billowing, dark flames, and standing, in front of you upon a throne is a man, just watching all over you. All. Just observing.
Well,
Are
I
we
hope.
like on the floor, or we in like they drag our beds kind of thing?
Well,
You-
I hope you're not another one of those nobles my mother is sent to try and court and marry me. I am not ready to get married, so you can tell her no thank you. My apologies
Quack.
to you for being drug into
No.
this.
He's kind of like toying a little bit with the hair on his chin, his fingers.
Are we like in our usual gear, or are we in our PJs right now? Like what?
You are wearing your full armor currently, and you're just having kind of a stare down. You don't really know exactly where you are or who that person may be, but you feel a crushing sense of dread. And as you take further detail of that person, it is male in appearance. Abigail, real quick. Anybody actually who had seen the pendant, roll me quick history? I guess perception or history?
I would probably notice since I knew who they were to begin with, right?
A little bit, yeah. You do notice some kind of resemblance. His skin is deathly pale. Alright, Abby, you like really scratch your head, and then you're like, oh, I guess he kind of looks like the guy in the pendant. Like, you kind of ponder. Quarry, you just see straight up the resemblance. And one striking feature of him you do see are his boots, which are made of a shiny dark material.
Okay, 2 questions. Does he look alive?
Oh yeah, he's currently just looking at you all. I don't know what that gesture, like doing that with his nail on the arm of the throne.
Tapping his fingers.
Yeah, tapping his fingers, like, as if waiting for something to happen.
Did
And
he respond in any way to Victoria's whole spiel about, she appreciates the gesture, but she's not interested, she don't want to get married kind of thing?
You just see a smirk start to spread at the corner of his lip.
and
Oh,
when
my
you said his boots were shiny, like
And of a
metal
dark material.
shiny, or like metal or leather?
Metal.
Okay.
It's dark alloy, which you haven't
Okay.
really seen used like that before. But
Okay. I just wasn't sure if you meant leather or metal. Cool.
yeah, no, they're metal. They like reach up to his knees. Pretty ornated stuff you'd see on perhaps a knight or a paladin or somebody of really like high status. It's like pretty
Just
fancy
gonna-
stuff.
Stare at him for a moment, kind of making these realizations, and just kind of frown slightly. And plus, on top of that, if you are who I think you are, you should be dead and you're already married. So this is entirely inappropriate.
And who do you think I am? His soft, velvety voice is gonna like ring out and reverberate through the main,
What's her name?
the throne room.
Lord Lady Silver. Ah. Hold on, where's my notes? I've got it written down somewhere. Anybody
Hope
else
you
can
do.
feel free to help me.
I had no part of the whole pendant thing, so I don't know.
I wrote it down too, but I'm looking at my notes history and it realized that they reverted.
I only
It's not
make
even there anymore. Like literally, I wrote it down.
Come on!
notes- I only make notes of what my character's involved in.
I literally lost half my notes apparently. I literally must have passed out on my keyboard.
Oh boy. Okay, so it does start with silver.
Yes, it was like silver. It's not silver willow because that's for my
No,
campaign.
that's your campaign.
And it's not silver tip because that's for my other campaign.
Not silver hand. That's something else.
It does start with a the second part of the name does start with an H. We had him as an instructor in Kim's campaign.
Silverheart?
Silverheart. Well,
Don't read that again.
obviously you're Lord Silverheart.
As you say that name, you're gonna see his eyes flash red as he slams his fist on the throne and gets up. You do not say this name.
Well, you do not just take a lady from her bed in the middle of the night and have her wake up in your hall. I
Who
think we're
came
even
here?
now. I didn't come here.
Would you prefer Lord Silverth? Liver?
Vile blood is my name.
Were all the good ones taken? Names, that is.
What was that name? Vile Blood?
Vile blood.
As
Leaning into those tropes, aren't we?
Hey.
Hey,
I just didn't hear it clearly. At least you thought of a name. Half the time I didn't even bother doing that. What's their name? I will get back to you.
I think of a name, we just random chart it.
And now I find my notes. They're in a notepad, not on my Google Docs.
aha! Alright, so he is gonna get up and just like tower from the top of where his throne is situated. It's basically like stairs that climb up to it. And he's gonna like glare down at you all. Well,
We're right back.
right back at you. I'm just trying to find my fucking notes about this guy.
Just
I
trying
wish-
to like subtly intonate to the group that I can like do what I did with the skull and just lunge at him and try to bonk him out off his throne like a pinata. And just kind of read the room.
I try and like whisper to her. Oh, thank.
Looking at Victoria, she probably wouldn't object to you doing it. She looks extremely insulted at the moment. Her ladyship is not pleased.
Excuse me, Lord Vileblood, you said it was? The noble formerly known as the word we're not supposed to say, correct?
He died centuries ago.
If he died and you retain his likeness, are you a descendant or a reincarnation?
None of that, actually. And he's gonna, like, start descending from, his throne.
He obviously died or found some kind of mysterious power and therefore killed him old self and become something new.
That was what I meant by reincarnation. I wasn't going to say the U word.
Or he could have been possessed by some kind of demon or demonic entity.
What can we...
Sorry.
What can we do for you? Why are we here?
Well, I just wanted to see for myself what darkness or light, or whichever of them both, sought to disrupt my reign. Saw fit as champions. And he's gonna get to the bottom of the stairs and like observe.
Victoria's gonna arch her eyebrow. See, now you're contradicting yourself. You said you wanted to see us, but you said we came here.
Well, partly. It is true I did not summon you here. It seems you're mingling. Open some kind of pathway. From which all I had to do was reach.
It's extremely impolite to reach out and touch a lady without her permission.
I'm gonna poke myself.
Yeah, seriously.
Am I corporeal?
Feels like it.
Okay. Where are real bodies?
Where is your wife? Does she know that you're bringing other ladies in here and flirting with them?
Okay, so as you ask him that, he's gonna go to move forward and then instantly appear towering above you and grab you by the throat.
Harder, Daddy. What?
I saw that
She
coming
wouldn't
a mile
say
away.
that. Shall I teach you a lesson in keeping your mouth shut?
What is she gonna do?
Are we armed? Or are we
You're
like,
fully
fully kitted out?
yeah, you do have
Did we
your
get
whole
that long
thing.
rest? Did we get that long rest?
Do I feel a connection to the light here?
No.
So I
It's
can't.
severed.
I can't spellcast.
If he just like Bamf appears in front of her by the like my reflex is to try to take my staff and like duck it around the arm and pull
Well,
to see if I can get it,
if-
pry his arm off her throat.
Well,
immediately.
if he grabs me by the neck, he would be putting his hand directly over the holy symbol of the light that she wears around her neck.
Yeah.
Okay. And it doesn't.
Oh,
And
sorry.
it doesn't seem to be affecting him.
Like, he's grasping your upper,
Mm-hmm.
the upper of your throat and, like, tilting your
I need
head
to-
backwards.
All right, I need to roll a d20.
Did we get that long rest, or because that definitely would change what I'd do?
Yeah.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes me. That would definitely change what I'd do, and I'd probably.
Feels like you did.
Yeah,
I'm-
that's my reflex in that moment. Is staff up and under.
I'm asking because of the number of spells I'd have. That's why.
Like, you're trying to pry his arm off, but it's not budging at all. Like, he's like,
As that happens, her
Just complete nothing. Just
yeah.
oh wow.
As-
Okay.
as that happens,
That's a
she isn't
problem.
going to say anything, but her hair is just going to start billowing out in red curls and braids as it just sort of cascades down the side of her head and her shoulders and her neck. 2 large scars appear over her left eye. And she's just going to stare back at him.
That's new.
That's my reaction. I'm like trying to pry, and I look over and my shoulder and see that, and look.
And I'm like have a flask in one or a flask in one hand, my rod in the other, and I'm just pointing them at him. Like, drop it.
And she's just going to reach up and place her hand on his throat.
Alright, you go to do that, but he just goes to grab your other hand and just smirks as he says, "Be a dear, and just stand down."
And what?
Stand down. And, make me a wisdom saving throw as he tries to charm you.
Ooh. Okay. So saving. Oh, that's just a 15. I know I'm going to fail that.
You are charmed.
All right. I simmer down.
He's gonna take your hand off his throat and, like, smile and say, "Good pet." And then turn to the others. Mainly Abby, who was trying to disrupt the whole thing. "You know it is not wise to stand between conversations."
I'm clocking him across the face with my staff.
You can try!
Like, full, just after trying to make that happen and seeing that happen, like, I'm just immediately just like.
He let down Victoria Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and she seems to be, like, not infatuated with him, but, like,
Okay with this.
she's like,
There's been a clear, like,
she's charmed.
click over.
There's a switch in behavior.
Yeah.
Like straightening his coat.
Okay. Come on. Oh, where was ah,
Alright.
11 doesn't get it done.
He's gonna dodge it, grab it, pull you closer, and you're gonna see his jaws unhinge as this row of serrated teeth come out of his gum, and he's gonna bite at you. What's your AC? That's gonna hit, so you're gonna take, let's see, How many dice is that?
How many dice is that?
That's a horrifying statement.
Yeah. But all of the area immediately around me is now difficult terrain as like vines grow around me from my rage kicking off. That's fun. Alright.
So you're gonna take 6 piercing damage plus 16 necrotic damage from that bite.
How much?
6 plus 16, so that's 22.
Oh, 6 piercing.
6
I didn't catch-
piercing,
didn't catch-
16
okay, so that-
necrotic.
The piercing gets halved because I have resistance from rage, or did you already have that?
Okay, so 3.
So 3 and then the 16.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha. Okay.
And I need you to roll me a D100.
Sure, yeah.
And I forgot that I had lucky.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I could have had 3 chances to re-roll that saving throw.
57.
Okay, so as he comes up from the bike and he's like, refreshing. Do you feel a sickness wash over you for a moment? And then he's gonna like smile with a bloodied mouth and let go of you. And what was the wild surge thing? Like vines growing over you?
Around me, it's difficult terrain in my immediate vicinity.
Okay. So he kind of like judges you, and up and down, like evaluating, is like, I don't think you could withstand that much more of it. Guests in the castle. Feisty ones and that.
The Red Maiden is going to pull out Victoria's handkerchief and wipe the blood from his mouth.
As you go to do that, he's gonna like halt your hand and take it from you, and do it himself, and then hand it back. Thank you.
I'm gonna try and walk behind him and just say, "Would you like a drink?" And I'm going to pull out my vial of acid and cast catapult on it. So he needs to make a dex save. DC 15.
Yeah, he's gonna ace that.
I'm going to force my fate on him to roll it again.
No.
That's 15.
He
It hits.
passes. Oh yeah, it hits.
Yeah.
So he takes 3d8 bludgeoning damage plus whatever a vial of acid does that you allow.
Wait, that's A. Sorry, that's A. I was thinking AC, not dex save. That he would actually pass if it meets Defender's Advantage.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Sorry.
Alright, so second question. Is there someone behind... Does that actually hit him? Or does he actually step aside?
Since he meets the DC, you're gonna go to do that and splash him, and then he just, like, sidestep?
Because
and
it
smile.
continues moving if it misses in a straight line for 120 feet.
So...
It would come at me.
Yeah, that's
no,
what I
it
was
would
asking.
come at Abby, actually, since he's behind her, and he was facing Abigail.
Oh, I thought I was in front of him, trying to wipe his face off. That's why.
That's what I thought too.
Oh, then
trying
I
to
guess
not
it
hit-
would probably hit both her and Abby. Then, if we go with that.
All right, deck saves.
My deck's out of the way too, please.
Since he was behind him and he's like quite tall, you just see it as he steps and it's already coming at you. So, no, you can try to dodge it with a deck save.
No.
Oh.
Just taking that out of the face.
So Victoria just moves with the Baron.
Sorry.
14 acid damage. Goddamn.
Bludgeoning.
That's the bludgeoning.
That's just the bludgeoning.
Yeah.
And then you
There's
add
a vial on
gets
acid
that-
on top of that.
Yeah.
That was my secret move.
Mm-hmm.
I can only do that once.
I guess a D6
Thankfully.
or D8.
Yeah, I'll see what a vial of acid does. It's in my equipment. I just gotta double check.
Yeah.
I honestly was hoping it'd hit. And so. Oh well. Acid. I can't read.
2d6.
Thank you. 2d6. Sorry, Abby.
Let's just kill Abigail here.
I mean, we're well on our way right now.
5.
Jesus.
Why do I roll good when it's allies?
Yeah. Good question.
Probably because it's allies. That's how my fireball days worked.
Doing not so hot. Could use some help.
Oh no, you're doing plenty hot. It's a vial of acid. That gives off some heat.
So I'm gonna reach over and touch Abigail and try and heal her. Because while I am friendly toward him under the charm spell, it does not make me aggressive
Hostile.
toward my teammates.
Yep. Go on.
Does my magic work?
Some of it. Like, it doesn't work to the full strength. It's
So,
like a third.
Half, a third.
Yeah, it's... The area you're in currently, you feel like... It's a
Someone else's
non-world.
domain.
Almost
Alright,
feel
so you
like
heal,
that.
you heal for 4 hit points. She
Sorry.
fixes your face.
She fixes
Sorry.
part of the burn.
That was supposed to work.
I'm gonna turn her head toward you and she's gonna say, "You should be more careful when your teammates are in the way. Besides, why are you trying to hurt the gentleman? He's being very, very gracious in having us here at his home."
Why, yes. Per the ladies' words, you are guests, but unruly guests.
Well, I wouldn't call this guess, but whatever you want to think about it.
He just gives you a sharp-toothed smile. Pretty unsettling. I think I've seen you somewhere before. Yes.
I don't think I've seen you, and I probably would remember your face.
You
He is
freed.
quite handsome.
You freed one of my generals. I should thank you for that. Gave them quite a meal too, and he's gonna like start walking in a slow-paced circle around Portia. How sad. Such great talents wasted because of a careless girl. I mean, who would know that after centuries of slumber, you would stumble upon a crypt and unleash them upon that poor, sad circus.
Just shut up. Just shut up.
Oh, running away from your sins won't help.
So the Red Maiden's gonna step over by him again. And, by the way, DM, hold on. Oh, no, never mind. That doesn't count. Never mind. Never mind. So she's going to go stand by him.
Since I'm not... He's hostile, but he's not doing anything. I'm just gonna cast Mage Armor. As a precaution on myself. And, well... hope that helps later. Since I know it if I took a long rest, it's not in effect anymore. Because it only lasts 8 hours, so long rest is 8 hours. And I'm just gonna say, why don't you let us go? Let her go. We don't quite know who you are. And we definitely don't know what you want. So, either tell us or let us go.
What I want? Easy. Why don't you join me? And we could undo this petty quarrel between these so-called gods who just toys with everybody's lives as if they were mere puppets.
You mean like you're doing?
Oh, she's quite willing, don't you see? Kind of gestures to,
Yeah.
So if you're not of light or of darkness, are you elemental?
I am my own, is what I am. I was made to be dark, but I decided to think for myself. Besides,
So, are you for the destruction of both or balance between the two?
destruction. For
I had a feeling.
something new to take place. Out with the old, in with the new.
Let me guess.
Some wisdoms.
Something new would be yourself.
Well, partly.
Sorry.
Aye.
I never cared for gods or egotistical, power-hungry fools.
Julia, that's a 22.
Yeah, that passes.
Alright, so you just see the Red Maiden twitch for a second, and then darkness starts to surround her, and a visage you've seen before kind of takes over. This dark, shadowy veil just billowing down her. How strong does she feel in this area?
Relatively strong.
Okay.
I've never
Like,
actually...
it's not a darkness like you're used to.
Yes, but it's still
Yeah, it's
darkness.
still evil. There is a strong evil permeating this place. Not one you're used to, but evil nonetheless.
Very kind of doll-like, almost like moving mannequin. She's going to reach down to the bottom of her shadowy veil, and even though it doesn't seem corporeal, it seems to move with her hand as she lifts it up over her head to reveal this beautiful face, but void of any color, completely white, pale porcelain. Her eyes solid black, her lips solid black. She's going to look up at him.
What have we here? I'm gonna take interest in the widow.
Huh?
He's gonna take interest in whatever happened with
Okay.
you changing. You can clearly see his eyes are like almost white, if not for a small pupil. He himself is very also corpse-like in appearance.
She's going to whisper very quietly. You wish to lay claim on that which the light and the dark dare not? Hubris. Hubris is your sin. Ego. She's just gonna keep staring at him after she says that.
He's kind of smirk and like tilt her chin further upward. My
Look at him.
sin.
Sorry, go ahead.
My sin is also murder, consumption of the living in the liquid of life, and the enslaving of a nation all by myself.
Envy.
That's where you're wrong. He's gonna
Loss.
let go of you.
Pain. Hubris. Envy. Loss. Pride. Ego. And she's just gonna start just like rambling that shit at him, just like nonstop.
I think I broke it. Is what he's gonna say as she keeps chanting that.
So why us? Is it because of that locket?
A locket. Kind of raises an eyebrow. You just show it to him.
Pop it open.
The wife gave it to us.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Oh,
Absolutely.
and while that's happening, her hands are sort of folded in front of her after she had lifted her veil, and her fingernails are currently digging into her palm. And as she's dripping the blood, and as Abigail's kind of distracting him, the words are going to change to Father, darkness, Mother, night. Father, darkness, Mother, night. As her blood begins dripping from her palm onto the ground.
Are you trying to summon darkness?
Well, light ain't gonna make it up in here, and this dude is against darkness and light, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So yes.
So he's your friend.
He is definitely the widow's friend.
Okay, roll me a religion check. Real quick.
Alright.
I'm gonna... If I am close to the widow in any way, I'm definitely backing up from that.
I'm gonna use lucky.
Okay. Use your lucky.
That's a 26.
So you're gonna see him smirk as he looks at the widow. Then he points to Abigail and says, "One of you has already been compromised." And you will feel the ground shake. And you're gonna start seeing pieces of the ceiling falling down as the ground shakes violently and the ground just opens and you all fall. And that's all where we're gonna leave the session for tonight. As you fall down into darkness.
If we fall down in the darkness and have him kill Abigail.
Alright, so thank you to everybody who has watched the session. We will resume back next Wednesday. Until then, enjoy the rest of your night. Bye!